Today I'm going to show you a super cool way of managing your ChatGPT prompts in a Google document so that your automations are automatically updated when you update the prompts in the document. When your prompts change, and they will, or if you're using the same prompt over and over again throughout your automations, having to open up your automations to make that change is not only a pain, but it is prone to error, and that can break your automations altogether. So in this video, I'll show you how to avoid this situation by storing all of your prompts in a document that's automatically pulled into your automations that can be referenced with variable names just like this. Now, I'm Stephen Pope, founder of the Content Engine, and over the past 2 years, I've helped hundreds of personal brands and content agencies automate and streamline their content systems overnight. Now, importing your prompts from a document and being able to reference them with these variable names that you create at the top here, just like this, is a lot easier than you might think. Here's an automation that I give my clients in the Content Engine database program that does various content manipulations and transcriptions and transformations for repurposing content. And you'll see here right before I branch off to the various different types of automations. So if we zoom in here on our automations and we look at a ChatGPT module here, you can see that we have these variables that are pulling in the prompts related to those specific variables. And not only is it easy to add new prompts in the document and pull those into your automations, but it's also easy to update your automations and use these variables in different places so that when and if I change these prompts, the automation automatically changes and imports that new prompt into the automation automatically. And it's also really great if I'm reusing the same prompts over and over in multiple automations, because then if I just change it in the document, it's going to automatically change in all of the various places that prompt is being used. Now, all the magic to this process is happening in this simple string of automations. All I'm doing is using some variables and loading up the document and then simply processing that document and then setting a variable with all of the information so that I can use it later in these modules here. So let's jump in. In this first module here, all I'm doing is just setting a variable called prompts to an empty variable just to set it up for the rest of the automation so that there is already a variable that I can reference in the upcoming modules. In this module here, all I'm doing is opening up this document here and reading the contents, the full contents, all the way down to the bottom. And here's where the magic is. This module here, using this regular expression. And if you're not familiar with regular expressions, make sure to leave a comment in the video that you'd like to learn more about that, and I'll make a video just for that. But until then, you can just copy this and the rest of the parameters here. But what that regular expression essentially does is it detects the variable names using these two number signs and this format for a variable name ending with two more number signs. And then it simply takes any text that is in between a variable to the next variable and makes that the prompt for this variable. And the way make.com works is that if it finds multiple variables, it's going to produce multiple results and loop through them multiple times until it is completed. So in this document here, you can see that there are multiple variables and multiple prompts. So it's going to loop through each of these and break them up into different pieces that I can assemble later into a JSON so that we can use those in the ChatGPT prompts. And so if we jump back into this module here again, it's that global match variable that I set here, which allows that module to find multiple variables and multiple prompts and pull them all out so we can reuse them all. In this module here, I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup. There are certain characters like these new lines that will actually break the format of a JSON. And a JSON is really just something that allows us to store data in a programmatic way. So this module here is simply cleaning up some of the text and replacing certain characters with certain placeholders that will not break that JSON string. In this next module here, what you'll see is that we're getting the variable, the one that we set here, because this automation is actually looping at this point. If it finds multiple variables, it's going to loop through this section multiple times. And so it's getting the variable that we set here, and then it's adding additional information. So it's taking the prompts that we already found, and then based on whether this is the first iteration or not, it's making a choice of whether to put a comma or not. And then it's adding in the next variable as a key and the prompt as the value of that key in the JSON variable. And again, if you'd like to learn more about the JSON data structure for your automations, make sure to leave a comment below. And so if we look at a previous run of this automation, you can see here after it opened the Google document and read in that document and processed it for each different variable and prompt, you can see here that it ran 8 different times. And if we go into each iteration here, you can see in iteration 1 that the variable variable was blank because we set a blank variable here. But then if we go into the second iteration, you can see here that we're building out those variable names and prompts and stringing them together and replacing the various characters that are going to cause a problem and would ultimately break this JSON variable. And so it just continually loops through these variables and prompts and strings them together, and it updates the variable so that we can use it later. And then down in this section here, we finally pull in that finalized string. If I open up this prompt string here, it's just one long string of variable names and prompts. And then finally in this module here, we actually process that string so that it becomes a set of variables just like this. Here you can see transcript to blog and the related prompt, which is right here in the document, transcript to blog and the related prompt, and so on down the list. And again, what's nice about that is that I can go into any of my ChatGPT modules. If we zoom in, then we will have access to those prompts and those variables simply by clicking on the area where you can enter your prompts and then selecting from all of the different prompts that you defined in the document. And if you add a new variable and a new prompt in the document, that will automatically come in here, and then you can simply click it, and that is going to allow you to use it in your automations. So there you go. I hope you found this video valuable. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It tells me what type of content you want more of. And if you want another awesome video on automation and how to 10x your content using automation with platforms like Make.com and Airtable, make sure to check out the next video that's popping up on your screen, and I will see you there.